So how are you, Patrick?
Pretty good. Maybe a bit exhausted
Okay.
because it's already 5 p.m. here in
Sorry,
Krakow,
that's true. Sure.
but also excited to talk to you about some, I think, pretty big news
Yeah,
in
big news. Big
React
news.
Native world.
Big news last week. When was that? On Friday?
I think on Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Oh, that's a week from now. Yeah, it's been a week. Big week. Yet another live, and once again we have very bad weather here in Krakow. So maybe we should stop doing the lives and to get some sun. I don't know. It's rainy once again. Maybe a little bit warmer than last time, but still not the autumn we're looking for, unfortunately. So, usual question: do you do any sports?
Yes, and unfortunately for this season, for autumn, I'm running and cycling, so part of me is hurting right now.
Road cycling or
Road and gravel mainly.
Okay. Any big trips this year?
This year, not really, but a lot of smaller ones.
Okay. What's your usual distance on the bike?
The minimum I think is like 40 kilometers, and the one I like is something around 100.
So it's not a small trip. Like
No.
100 kilometers is like probably 4 or 5 hours, right?
If you get used to 100, then it's small for you.
Okay. But it takes some time still.
Definitely.
Yeah. Even if you're very fast, then it's at least 3.5 hours, I guess. Maybe even 5, 4.
Something around 4, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, great. I like cycling as well, but not much cycling this year because of small child being born. But hopefully next year it's gonna be better, and I will get some shape. So today it's me and Patrick. I'm Michał. I'm software engineer at Software Mention, and Patrick.
I'm also engineer here at Software Mention.
And we are gonna be diving into something that Amazon announced last week, Tuesday, as we established, which is Vega OS, basically. And of course, it wouldn't be Software Mention Live if it wasn't about React Native to some capacity. And it so happens that it's a very important part of Vega OS announcement, but let us get to that later. So you are the one that actually made a deep dive into the documentation. So maybe you would tell a little bit about what is Vega OS and why is that a big news from Amazon?
Sure. So Vega OS is a new operating system developed and announced, like we established last Tuesday by Amazon. And I kind of think nobody expected a new platform coming around because it's not something you expect.
Yeah, I was curious, and I was digging through the internet for some rumors. There were some rumors, like about a year ago or something like that. No one really confirmed that. So yeah, that was a surprise. That was a surprise. Whole new operating system from such a big company. It's something. It's something definitely.
And as far as I have seen in the docs and in the announcements they made, it is meant for mainly for the Fire TV Stick devices. So also TV platform comes in here.
Okay.
But there is also some kind of simulator like available right away, so that anyone who wants can use it.
Great. And do you know if it's gonna be shipped to already existing Fire TV sticks or only for the ones that are about to be released?
I don't know. I think that in either the rumors or the docs, there was something about the new Fire TV stick coming with it, and for the other, I don't really know.
Okay, so we don't know, but yeah, if you want to have Vega OS, then it's probably the safest to just buy the new TV stick, the newest that's available. And I've heard that there are some like quite big claims from Amazon about Vega OS and what it is and what it's supposed to do. It's gonna be faster, I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
than
say so.
existing one, which is what's it called, the current one?
Fire OS.
Fire OS, okay, which is, by the way, as far as I know, based on some old version of Android,
I think so.
like
Yeah.
Android 9 or something like that. So very very old one. But you can tell if you play around with Fire TV Stick, you can tell it like some menus look very Androidy, so to speak. Is that the case for Vega OS as well?
No, like, as far as I have played with it, I haven't noticed any Android like UI or even in the code, I haven't seen any Android like activities. So I think that it doesn't have much in common with Android.
Okay. So maybe it's something based on Unix or some Linux distribution. We don't know. If anyone knows, let us know. And so basically, they announced that it's going for Fire Stick for now. Nothing about other devices, right? We don't know that whether it's gonna land on those smart speakers with screens or frames. Yeah, they have something like this wall frames that you can hang.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Maybe one day there, but no one knows. They probably know, but they didn't announce that. And it's, as far as I remember, it's also gonna be like, they claim that it's gonna be more memory efficient, which was an issue for Fire OS, right? So probably another hint that it's not based on Android. But yeah, let's get to the biggest news of them all, at least for us, for React Native community. What they announced is that the main framework for developing apps and games for Vega OS is gonna be React Native, actually. And have you played with it already?
Yes, I have already played with it, and I think that generally it brings this React Native portability. Overall, obviously, there are some adjustments you have to make to make it work, but for majority of use cases, I think standard React Native use cases, it should be pretty easy for you to add support for yet another platform.
Okay, so what do you mean that I can just take the app that I already have and use it on, like, build it for Vega OS and it should work?
Yes, so generally it is portable, like, for example, between Android and iOS.
Okay.
The issue here is definitely that those are TV devices. So TV apps have their own specifics. So obviously some adjustments have to be made. For example, the biggest one is probably the remote support, and all of the stuff that's connected to remote focus. But other than that, I have seen the list of supported libraries.
Okay.
And there is a plenty of them, including the most common use cases, I think, Reanimated, Gesture Handler, SVG.
Okay, so if it's not Android-based, and we assume it's not, it means that not every library that supports Android will work with it. Like, if there is a list, then probably they needed to make some implementation for those for those libraries that have native code in order to support Vega as well, apart from Android and iOS, right? So probably if I use a library that have native code that is not on the list, it might be problematic, I guess.
I think that as long as the library is JavaScript only,
Okay.
like for example Jodi, which we'll later see in the example we have prepared, then you should be okay.
So that's the good news, because probably almost every state management library is JS only, so they should all work out of the box, right?
And as for the other libraries, those that have some kind of native components, I recall that there is a section about porting the libraries in their docs, so I think that those
Ah,
have to be
can we take a look
additionally
at that?
ported.
Okay, so
Sure.
there's this Vega documentation, right? That was also released with Vega OS. Okay, and they say about porting third-party libraries. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, and here you can see that Vega is not implicitly compatible with native iOS and Android libraries,
Mm,
and the native implementation has to be rewritten
okay, that's very strong indicator
in
that it's not.
CPP. They say
Okay,
here.
it's very strong indicator that it's not Android based if it doesn't support Android native code. So probably some more Unix slash Linux based system, and that requires C and C++ support. Okay, have you tried that? Have you tried porting any third party library that is not on the list?
Not yet. So far, I have only focused on like purely React Native apps.
Okay,
But I think that it looks pretty interesting, exploring what new platform offers. So I think that I will give it a look.
what about the list itself, like list of supported third party libraries? We are from Software Machine, so I have to ask: are our libraries there? Are they supported? Are they supported? Is Expo there?
Sure. So we can once again switch the screen. So it seems that for Expo, there is a bunch of libraries supported.
Okay.
You can see Expo Image, Expo, for example, Network, SQLite.
Was there any missing that you've noticed that you
Um,
might want to use?
I think, for example, Expo Camera.
But that makes
Expo-
sense on TV, right?
But
Like,
it kind of makes sense, yeah.
especially if it's a stick, then how would camera work? That makes sense that it's not there. But I see it's SQLite. There's linking. There's even image and image manipulator. So Expo GL, oh nice, that's impressive. Expo font. So pretty much,
Everything you need to build an app, I think.
yeah, building standard up. Yeah. How about other libraries? Is Reanimated there? Is Gesture
Yes,
Handler?
so there's also a lot of, I think, the basics that are nowadays used for React Native apps.
We have async storage.
So we
Do
have,
we have MMKV. Yeah.
yes, there is
nice,
MMKV.
nice.
From our libraries, we have Gesture Handler, Reanimated, Screens, SVG,
Nice. Vector
also
icons.
navigation, React Navigation.
Flash list, nice.
So for the most cases you might have, I think you are covered.
That's great. That's great. But I assume that it goes without saying that if I have a library that has native code and it's not on the list, it's not gonna work. Yeah, I need to port it
Yes, then you would
myself.
have. I guess then you would have to port it.
Okay, so there must be some underlying C++ layer, right? Is there any documentation for that, like for their rendering engine that they are using under the hood? Have you seen the documentation for that?
I haven't yet viewed the full documentation. I know that there is something about the UI components here, but I don't think that it covers the rendering engine. So
Okay.
maybe it's somewhere there, but so far I haven't seen it.
Okay, so basically what you did, because I already know and you are about to learn that Patrick made a simple application that ran on Vega OS. And what you did is basically you took an example, right, from
Yes.
our reanimated package, right?
From the sample application for Animated.
Okay, and you ported it to support to work on Vega OS, right? And
Yeah.
don't worry, guys, we are gonna get there. You're gonna see the code, but let me ask some questions first. What was needed to be done in this application code in order to run it on Vega?
So definitely, as those dependencies, I think this is probably one of the first issues you're gonna run into, is as those dependencies need the native implementations for Vega, you have to use the Amazon devices prefix versions. So I suppose those are the versions that contain this additional branch of code for Vega.
But are they available through NPM?
Yes, they are available like in the public general NPM registry.
Okay, so what you do, you change you add additional dependencies to package JSON that are Amazon prefixed, and then you change imports, right? For
Yes.
okay. So I imagine for if I wanted to make a cross-platform library, I would like to have some point of decision. So probably I would have like some separate files with I don't know with .vega.tsx. Is that supported?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in the docs yet, but maybe.
Okay. I hope so. I hope I
think
can create that.
If you want, you can set it up in Metro probably.
Yeah. That's true. I can definitely do it on my own, but I would love it for it to be supported out of the box, so that I can create like separate .vega.tsx file that would have those different imports. Okay, so that's one thing. What else needed to be done?
The second thing is definitely what I've already mentioned. So the TV. So that example, this was a 2048 game.
Mm-hmm.
So it already had a great support for gestures, for sliding over the board so that the tiles connect.
Which is difficult to do on TV.
Which you can't do on TV. Unless there is some touchscreen I haven't seen.
Yeah, like the LG TVs had this funny remote that you could like use as a pointer.
Yeah, with the cursor.
Yeah. So that might work, but that's LG, not Fire Stick. Okay, so you need to support gestures. Instead of gestures, you need to support an input from remote, right?
Yes, so I have supported both because in the simulator they provide, you can use either gestures or a remote. So
nice. So they like there is some possibility that touch will be supported in the future. So maybe on other devices than TV, or maybe on some TVs, I don't know. But that work on simulator, right? The touch like input workers on simulator. Okay, makes sense. And how about support for those inputs? Let's say I have simple screen of an application with some input and buttons or pressables or whatever. Does it work out of the box? Like, can I change focus, say from text input to the button using TV remote without any changes in code?
yes. So as long as you have the Vega project, it seems to have all of the code needed for this TV focus already added. So
that's nice.
So the focus on TV is definitely different than on touchscreen devices, but
that's true.
But it seems to work out of the box. So you get the focus and you get the focus guides.
Okay, so in some cases I might be able to skip that part altogether if I have simple applications with buttons without like custom gestures done with gesture handler. Then automatic focus switching might be enough for me.
Yes, I think as long as you don't have any advanced cases, then you should be good with the default one.
That's nice. And how about like displaying the view that is already focused? Is it something that the Vega does automatically, or you need to implement that?
So as far as I have seen, for some of the components, like touchable opacity, I think, and button from React Native, it automatically displays the focus guide.
Okay. Nice.
For some, for the rest, I'm not sure because I haven't played with them so much. I know that text inputs also have some built-in support. So I think the basic cases I think are covered by default.
Nice. So if I have a simple application without any weird dependencies with native code, and I rely on buttons or touchable opacities or pressables, then I might be even fine, assuming my layout looks somewhat acceptable on TV, which is also another case, right? TV is very wide and not that high. Makes sense. But I assume that in most cases, it won't be that easy, I assume. Even though the list is quite impressive for a beta release and for the first release, I'm pretty sure that almost every production app has some library that is not there, that has native code. Like, I know, is Sentry, for example, on those libraries?
Yes, it
Yeah,
seems
there
that
is.
the list, maybe we can show it to our viewers, contains Sentry.
Okay.
There is the Sentry package, and
But if I wanted to use other monitoring tool that has native code, then I would probably be on my own with that.
yes, so as long as it has native code, then you have to port it yourself if you
Okay.
want
Okay.
to use it.
What about video? Is there any library for that? Can we take a look? Like Expo Video or some other React Native video thing?
I haven't seen Expo Video on the list. I recall that on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
One of the developers, React Native developers, said that he's probably working on React Native video library,
For Vega?
and he was building for Android and iOS, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much details about that library,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but I saw him sharing that he was also able to run it on Vega. So
Okay.
I think there is at least one.
Okay. So there's an option, but I don't see.
But in the list, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
weird that it's not in
see
the list.
anything about video.
Okay, maybe the documentation is not covering everything just yet. Remember, we need to remember that it's still on in beta phase, so maybe there is more coming.
So here, for example, there is more libraries, and there is something about media player API, so or component libraries. So
Okay.
maybe somewhere there.
But
there
it's lower level, right? Is that C++ API or JavaScript?
it just says API, so it doesn't disclose
Okay.
here.
Can we take a look, like for example, on Kepler, whatever Kepler is?
Media player, for example.
Yeah, Kepler Media Player.
So it's a JS package, it seems.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, you have the video components. So
Nice.
At least two.
Nice. That's nice. That's nice. So many use cases should be covered. I hope. But yeah, but probably in some cases you would need to re-implement some of your reviews if you use some custom video player, for example, or maybe even Expo Video if you use. It might not work, although Twitter suggests otherwise. But we don't know. We haven't tried, right? Okay. So, can we take a look at what you did and how it works on Vega?
Sure. So
Whether it works at all?
yeah, so currently I have also added some changes to the app so that it doesn't work that well. So we can see how the fast refresh feature works.
Okay, so it's a public repository,
But
right?
yeah,
So everyone can take a look
Yeah,
at.
so the app I have prepared is already on GitHub, so you can later check it out. I think it will be added to the description on YouTube and probably somewhere on Twitter, on X.
And can just anyone do that? Like, is there any like hardware constraints, or we are using Macs, so I assume that it works on Mac.
Yeah, so for Mac there are some libraries, I think Linux related, like GNU SED,
Mm-hmm.
that you have to install via Homebrew, for example.
Okay, and is that documented anyhow?
Yes, it's in the Get Started section, I think.
Oh, that looks nice.
Here, yeah. So on the Vega docs page, you have the Vega SDK installation, and you can see how to have it installed. And
How difficult was that?
it hanged once or twice while
Yeah.
installing, but overall, it's pretty automatic.
Hmm?
So if I was to rank it, I would say that pretty good.
Okay. Worked. Like it took you less than 1 day to install that.
Yeah, less than 1 day.
That's
Even less than half of a day. So
okay. That's good
Not that
for a
bad.
beta. Okay. So can we take a look at the app that you've? Are you able to run the app on the simulator now?
Sure. So let's just switch to VS Code. And so the Vega is
Oh, you're using VS Code for that, right? So there's not like any specific IDE that you need to use, like Android Studio, for example, or Xcode for Android and,
Yes, so
and iOS. So you can just use VS Code.
you should be okay using VS Code.
Nice.
And there is a reason I'm also using VS Code, because there is this extension, Vega Studio, that you can install just from the extensions marketplace.
Okay, that's official Amazon branded
Yes,
extension.
also the installation script, the process, it prompts you about installing that.
Great.
And I think that this is probably, as of now at least, we will see later, the most convenient way to work on apps for Vega.
Does it work on Cursor? Have you tried?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I think it should.
Why not? Why not? It's just a fork of VS Code, isn't it?
So this is the same project as on GitHub. I have just made some modifications to some color constants so that we'll see the fast refresh in action.
Nice.
But as of now, we don't have any device to run it on. I don't have any Fire TV stick, as you can see. And we will use the simulator. So there is the built-in command in the
Is Kepler name of the simulator, or
this is like the first command of the SDK they provide.
okay? So it's Vega, but for some reason sometimes they use
So
Kepler.
if you run help, you can see that there is like a lot of commands here. But for us, what matters now is the device. So we can see the device list, and we don't have any. And we can start one using this Kepler virtual device. And followed by start here.
Looks very similar to ADB, doesn't it? Like ADB device list.
Yes, and I have also noticed that the device, the simulator, works with ADB. So you can just call ADB shell or ADB devices or whatever.
Okay. So even though it's not Android, most likely, it still works with ADB.
Yeah, I think
that
that's
makes
for
sense.
convenience probably.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not like it should be doable. And this is the simulator.
So this is the simulator. This is like the biggest part is the screen of the device, the visual output, and to the right you have the remote emulator, which allows you to send some like inputs to the device.
I wonder how many people do rotate their TV. That's funny. And I guess some people do. I guess, but yeah, I never done that. Okay, and can we run the app?
Sure. So as for running the app, this is also disclosed in the README of the repo. If you want to take a look later, so there are ways what you need to install and how then you can build and launch the application on the device. And building is basically running some npm script, npm run build, and then you either type up or debug or release depending on which type of build you want.
Can you show us those scripts? Like
sure. So
build app, for example, how complicated is that?
So building the app itself is not complicated. Those scripts are here in package.json, and where they are here.
Build app, okay.
So they are automatically added to the package.json when you initialize the project with the Kepler CLI tool.
Okay. Is that any specific version of React Native? Because React Native built Kepler, I guess, in like build release.
So it seems to use 72.
But maybe it has some specific CLI, because in this build release script, I can see that there's React Native build Kepler, which is probably not supported by React Native CLI on its own.
Some fork of React Native CLI or something.
Okay, but does it manifest anyhow in dev dependencies? There are some Amazon devices, Kepler CLI platform, maybe that's it?
There's also some React Native Kepler here, the dependencies.
Yeah, okay.
But the scripts are automatically added, and
okay, so we see those specific libraries which Amazon devices prefix, right? Expolinar gradient, React Native gesture handler, React Native Kepler, which is probably something very generic, I assume. What is this React Native Kepler package? Do you know?
I don't know. I
Okay.
haven't checked it out.
Okay. So you just took it from the documentation that you
Like
need to add it.
this one is also automatically added, so I think it's
Mhm.
something important for.
Okay, so all of those scripts are. It's not like you added them to package.json; they are automatically created
Yeah,
from template.
Everything here is created from template. I
Okay.
have only added Jotai, which we need for our app, and the dependencies on Expo and some SWM libraries like SVG or gesture handler.
Okay. So Jota is not an issue. So other state management libraries should be fine as well. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so can we see the app in action? Like,
Sure. So
getting.
you wanted to see the build
Back to that.
process. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
build
yeah.
process, the CLI one, is to just invoke the script, like for example build debug,
Mhm.
if you want to build full debug, and it will
Looks similar
take
to
some
standard
time.
React Native. Okay, it's React Native 76, so not the newest one.
Yeah,
But I
it's
assume it's new
Metro.
architecture.
It's Metro 76, but
Ah,
React
okay.
is 72.
React Native 72. So does it run on new architecture? Do we know that?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I haven't checked the documentation for that. So it builds the application, and it builds a package called VPKG.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like Android APK or iOS app equivalent
Okay.
for this platform. And what's interesting is that it creates free packages. So there is like ARM v7, there is x86-64, and
Okay.
the ARC64.
Okay.
And those are like different architectures.
For different simulators, I assume, because probably
Yes,
there's
so
only one architecture
as
for
far-
Fire Stick.
Yes, as far as I have checked in the docs, on TV Stick you would use ARM v7
Okay.
version, and here either if you have Mac M machine
Yep.
or other, you use the one. So as I am on Mac M, I can just copy this VPKG path,
Mm-hmm.
and this flow is a bit, I think, manual.
Yeah. There's room
Because
for improvement, definitely.
you have to add the path to the VPKG.
Okay.
Then you have to indicate which component you want to run. In this case, we only have one, but like we have to add it.
Mm-hmm.
So input its ID.
Okay, definitely room for improvement.
And-
That should be more
And
automatic.
then we also have to specify the device.
Hmm.
So in our case, even though we have one, we have to specify the virtual device.
Okay, so so you specify the type of the device or just the identificator of the device?
As
What is
far
that?
as I have seen the docs, it seems that you can either pass this identifier for virtual device
Mhm.
or some kind of ID of, like you see in ADB, for example, the ID of the device.
Okay.
You can also input it here to run it from the
You,
specific
you
device.
see that this device is detectable via ADB. Can we check that? Can you type
Sure.
ADB devices?
And there is emulator 5554.
Looks like Android emulator, doesn't it?
Yeah, we can also try some ADB shell commands, and it works as well. We can
Okay.
see the file system, for
Oh,
example.
nice. I now have doubts whether it's Android or not, but yeah, probably it's not, because then the supported libraries will be much wider range of supported libraries. But maybe, who knows?
So we can come back to our device,
Yeah.
and we can see that the app is running on the device,
Mm-hmm.
though it was just launched, and it is not fast refreshed as of now.
Okay.
So if I do any change, for example, to those colors,
Mm-hmm.
if I want to fix them, because it doesn't look quite nice right now,
I like it.
I mean, there should be some text here, or some, yeah. So
Then that's bad design. Yeah.
and the gradient feels like a bit off, maybe too aggressive
Yeah,
between the two
maybe
colors.
I like it. Let's change it.
Maybe the next one will be better. you can check then. But like the app works, so we can play either with gestures, or with the remote. and
Patrick is now pressing buttons on his keyboard.
yeah, so it also works for the like machine keyboard,
Mm-hmm.
but I can also send them via here.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Um,
I see that animations also run, and they run quite smoothly. So, shout out to anyone at Amazon who implemented reanimated support. That must have been massive work.
yeah, even the gesture support.
Ah, yeah, true.
It's also, I
true.
think, quite
There's
impressive.
also quite a lot of native code for in those libraries. So, yeah, that was probably a challenge. But that worked. Nice,
Yeah.
impressive.
But as I said, it doesn't have the fast refresh, which I
Mhm.
think majority of React Native devs love.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you are using like Expo or even the Bear RN right now,
Mm-hmm.
you probably can't live without it.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Can't imagine.
So if we wanted to set it up using the CLI, it is a bit more manual task
Mm-hmm.
because we have so far gone to this point,
Mm-hmm.
and we would have to start the Metro server.
Okay, so now it's just shipped with some JS bundle as an asset or something
so,
like that.
so this part will be like in your typical Expo or React Native app,
Yeah, that's true.
but then you have to manually start the port forwarding and run the application, which we did, which feels a bit manual.
Yeah.
And there are some more comments here if you want to run on custom port, because it by default assumes only 8081.
Okay. So if I wanted to test two applications or test on Android at the same time, then I would probably want this custom, or maybe not. Maybe the same. That's interesting. Whether I could have one Metro bundler instance just as I have for.
So I think that if the native parts will be correctly resolved for Android, then it should work.
Assuming I have some .vega.tsx files or any other guards for platform, then that should be fine.
And I prefer other flow, which is like the second flow that's described in the README. So that is using this extension. I kind of like that it's like our Raiden IDE, so that you have everything in your VS Code.
Nice.
It's obviously not as rich as Raiden because you don't have the simulator in the VS Code.
But that would be also very difficult because of the size of the aspect ratio of the TV.
Yes, but like maybe if it was another window or something.
Maybe, yeah.
So there is no like Raiden features like, for example, inspecting or these kind of things. But it's very good, I would say, at building and launching the application. Because if we select our app, the mode we want,
nice,
from here and click this play button, it does the same steps as in that guide, but for us.
Okay.
So now it starts Metro, the packager starts. It's installing the application for us. It's launching it again.
Great. That's the flow that I would like to use.
And the app is launched.
Okay, so let's fix those colors, shall we?
So now that fast refresh is working, we should be just able to revert this change. And also this one.
You're changing the gradient. Too bad. I loved it. But anyway.
And even before I navigated to it, it already changed.
That's nice.
And now we can see the full extent of our application with some more animations even.
Talk is cheap. Show me the code. So what code changes did you need to do in this sample application in order to make it work on Kepler?
Yeah, so I actually did some you can call it aggressive code changes, because that example was only part of the reanimated sample app, like one screen, and I kind of wanted it to be a standalone app, as we are seeing.
For others to play with.
So if you take a look at the commits, you can see the full like journey of transforming this just an example into a standalone game. But from like important things that probably matter, there is, for example, the TV event handling, which I think
Yeah,
is
that's
pretty
probably
interesting.
the most important. Yeah.
So here I have created some hook because as our application uses both events from gesture handler
Mm-hmm.
and from the TV remote, I kind of wanted to unify the handling because
Mm-hmm.
they should do the same,
Yeah.
just the source is different.
But how do you actually listen to remote events? I guess that's the first question that comes to my mind. Like,
Sure. So I think it's in the board. Yeah. So now this package, React Native Kepler, comes into play.
mm-hmm.
Here we have
Use
a
TV event
hook,
handler.
use TV event handler, and as far as I have played with it, it seems that it accepts a callback,
Mhm.
which is called on every remote event,
Mm-hmm.
and then you as the developer should decide. You get I think that like the API reference can be seen in the docs we have seen already.
Mm-hmm.
You get plenty of metadata about this event,
Mm-hmm.
but the most important is probably the key which was pressed,
Mm-hmm.
and based on that key you can do something with in your app.
Okay, so can we see like because I see that this in line 22 you use this hook, use TV event handler, right, and then this handle event method takes care of that, right?
Yes. So
What's that method? What does it do?
So handle event is created by this hook.
By you basically.
We have just visited.
Mm-hmm.
So it is the event callback for both gesture handler and TV.
Mm-hmm.
So it verifies this is just to satisfy TypeScript.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's a type guard.
Actually, obviously, so there is this get direction because for gesture handler we do it a bit differently,
Mm-hmm.
but we also want to satisfy TypeScript,
Mm-hmm.
and we just need the event data basically to somehow infer from it the key which was pressed,
Okay.
because that's what matters to us in this kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
So we basically
So you either get the direction from gesture handler if the event looks like gesture handler event, or otherwise you look for direction.
yes. So for
Okay, so basically what happens is if this event comes from this use TV event handler or something like that from this Kepler specific hook, then it has the event type that can indicate direction of key being pressed on the button, right?
yes, so
Arrow.
there is also this event key action, which is I think really important here.
Mm-hmm.
Because theoretically your user might want to play the game a bit slower. I mean that, for example, they press the left button on the remote and they just press it for like 3 or 4 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And I have noticed that this use event hook then fires repetitive events
Mm-hmm.
like every second or so.
Mm-hmm.
But this event key action, it contains information whether this is
Press in,
press in,
out.
press out, or just holding.
Yeah, okay. Makes
So
sense.
we do that to just check that we are using it once. Otherwise, the UI of our game, UX of our game will
Okay,
be
and
impacted.
one is for press in or for press out?
One is for press in,
Press in,
because on
okay.
press in we want to move them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then we check if it's direction because as we have seen on the device, there is plenty of other keys like this blue one, this for turning off,
Mm-hmm.
home, back button. So
Mhm. Okay. So we
only want to
if there
focus
is
on those.
direction, then it indicates that it was probably arrow that's being. And can we see into this is direction method? How do you?
sure. So
recognize-
this is just a very simple method.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which checks if it's up, right, down,
Okay.
or
So we
left.
determine what button was being pressed by event type, basically.
Yes, because it's the name of the button
Okay.
which is being pressed.
Up, right, down, left. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So it's pretty straightforward and looks very easy. One question I have is, what happens? Do you know? Maybe you haven't checked, but what happens if you have this this hook for events in 2 places? Are both being fired, or is there any hierarchy to that, like for touches?
I haven't checked that,
Can we check that?
but I think that we can check that.
Like
So
for example, if you added one is on inboard, and if you added another one to cell, yeah, just to see what happens and whether it fires in both places. Maybe just do something very easy, like just pass some function that just console logs the event.
sure. So
Does console log work? That's another
Um,
question as well.
I haven't used it, but
Yeah,
we
let's
can
see,
we can
let's
check
see.
live.
Let's see.
So
So how were you debugging without console log? You're good.
I mean, guys from animated team made a pretty good example, so I didn't really have to
okay.
debug that much.
So nothing is console logged.
Yeah, so maybe we can rerun it.
Yeah, or maybe you can just remove the other hook. Maybe there is a structure to that, and if like there was a parent component, the hook was
Or maybe this was just
Just
a
remove-
TypeScript error and it
maybe.
was silenced.
maybe. Okay.
Yeah, the timer starts from
Oh
12
dear.
seconds, so it seems that it was reloaded.
Yeah.
Right
So
now.
maybe remove the hook from the board. Yeah. And now see what happens. It hasn't restarted because the timer still runs. Does it work? Does the key event works now?
No, because
Oh,
it
they do.
works.
They
so
do. Okay, so it's not restarted now. So the fast reference didn't work. So let's just restart the app now, maybe.
Oh, there was something.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay, so
you have the answer for console log.
yeah. Console log works. We know that, and also we know that there is no structure for this hook. So if you place it in 5 places, all of them are gonna be notified. So it's on you as a developer to decide which component is gonna be handling this.
Yeah, but I'm also wondering.
this event.
Oh, there is the issue.
There's
so
the issue.
so this Kepler tab
Mhm.
only contains like the information about launching the app,
Okay.
and if you want the React Native logs,
Yeah.
you have to
need
go to React Native.
You need to take a look at Metro actually.
And here we have all of those logs from our app.
yeah, that makes sense. So it worked all the time. Okay. Non-breach, which suggests it's new architecture. So yeah, we know something. Okay, so probably if I wanted to like decide whether now my left arrow press is gonna just be used inside of the board, or maybe to go out of the board and do something else, then it's on me, right? It's on me to handle which view is actually focused. There's no hierarchy to that, so just adding another hook wouldn't change. It's not like with presses that there's a hierarchy, and like it's not basically your decision to decide which view will handle the touch event. It's just based on view hierarchy, but it makes sense.
Like because the events are not attached to any component. So
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we can see that gesture handler. We can see the gesture handler code, gesture pan handler, run on JS also works. So it's pretty like it is something that you can work with. So probably I would say it might be quite safe to say that even if you won't be able to directly run your existing application because of dependencies, then you can definitely write almost any application with already available APIs from scratch if you are writing from scratch. It might be a little bit difficult if you already have an application, especially if it's big application, but writing from scratch shouldn't be an issue at all. Nice. And maybe just one more question, maybe even the last one. How do I even get these tools? how do I install all of those toolings? Like I know that I can install extension for VS Code. That's nice. But how about all the rest? Do I need some account or something like that?
Yes. So first of all, if you want to install the Vega SDK and the tools that come with it, you have to go on this developer Amazon.com, the page for Amazon developer, and you have to create an account for this page.
Okay.
Um,
Is it free? Like everyone can do it?
Yes, it's free. And once you have the account, here instead of this notice that you have to have an account for the installer, there will be some commands that you can just copy paste to start the installation.
Okay.
And then everything will happen in your terminal. And what's also important, I think, is setting up those paths. This is not done automatically. You have to do it manually, and
Okay.
basically some of those paths are just so that this SDK can be used at all,
Okay.
and some are for using the tools like VDA, which is very similar to ADB. I would say some commands are almost identical
Okay.
tool to interact with the devices.
Okay. So I've got one question. Maybe this one will be the last. We'll see. Have you seen the red screen of doom or on simulator? Like, how is the error handling compared to Android and iOS? What if you throw an exception somewhere?
To be honest, today and yesterday I have worked with iOS a bit also, so I don't recall, but I think that we can check.
Yeah, let's throw some error.
So let's break something, like maybe let's unnamed variable.
Oh, that's very standard.
And
okay.
that's good old logbox.
Nice. Not something that we love, but something that we are very familiar with.
If it's shown.
Yeah, nice. Okay. I'm out of questions, to be honest. That is something to sum up. Like, it looks like pretty comprehensive set of SDKs that you can play with. Maybe migration of an existing app won't be that easy, or in some cases not even doable, but definitely you can write pretty much everything. Tooling is not great, but from what I saw, it's like good enough, especially with this extension for VS Code. So probably bummer for anyone who doesn't like VS Code. Is there a WebStorm extension?
I don't know.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay.
Maybe it's also in the docs if we give it a quick look up. I don't see WebStorm, so
I don't think so.
probably
Okay.
not.
Okay, so yeah, it's time for you to migrate to VS Code probably. For all those dinosaurs who are still on WebStorm. I'm just kidding. Yeah. How powerful is your laptop? Like, was it powerful enough for the development on Vega?
Yes. So at some point, I have even had the Vega simulator, along with 2 or 3 windows of Xcode, and iOS simulator. And this is like I think M2 Pro.
Okay, so good, but not the best.
16 gigabytes of RAM.
Okay.
And everything was working smoothly.
Nice.
Both the iOS and Vega were working fine.
Nice. And then you ran Android emulator and everything went through the window.
Yeah, just running Android would turn it through the window. So, but as long as it was those 2, I think it works pretty good.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to share, or I'm run out. I'm out of questions.
I think that maybe we can now look at the questions from our viewers. We have one on YouTube.
Yeah, will Vega OS support for building up on Apple TV?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think this is
That would be weird.
this is a separate platform.
Yeah, that would be weird.
No Swift here in the docs mentioned.
Yeah, looks
at
like
all.
that. So, yeah, I assume Apple TV is, but there is some support for Apple TV already for React Native, so you're good to go. Okay, is there anything on Twitter?
On Twitter, I don't think we have any questions. So
So we can wrap up, I guess.
I
Thank you
guess.
very much for everyone who was watching us, for joining. Have a good afternoon or day, depending on where you are. And stay tuned for another lives from Software Mentions. We hope we are going to do more of them, especially if you like them. Let us know. And have fun. Thank you.
Thank you.